Howdy do, and welcome back to Green-Hill, my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream, I am once again playing Resident Evil 7, and it's all about the crazy Lucas. So sit back, relax, stay stiff, but more importantly, enjoy the live stream. Have I got everything I need?
I'm back.
Who's back? Welcome back, Bricey. Do you know what? I'm going to call you Kaboom. Is it okay if I call you Kaboom? Welcome to Green-HillGaming, Kaboom. Where I am, of course, live streaming Resident Evil 7. In fact, how do you do to two of my viewers currently watching the live stream? Good to have you both on Green-HillGaming. Hope that you're all keeping well, and I hope that you enjoy the live stream. I don't need that model shotgun, so I'm going to get rid of it. Goodbye. Do you know what? I'm going to get rid of the snake key as well. And the scorpion key. Keep onto the lockpick. I need that Happy Birthday VHS tape. Infinite ammo, of course. The Secrets of Defense, of course. Alright, I don't need anything else. Jesus Christ, if I could just find one more antique coin, I'll be able to get a magnum. God almighty. I have my 2 key cards that I need for later on. Alright. Let's watch a tape. Not a video. So is it okay if I call you Kaboom? Because you've got a pretty long name. Bryce, that kid Kaboom. June 2nd, 2017, 11 minutes past 1 a.m. Clancy Jarvis testing area. Happy birthday. Experiment. Can trespassing idiots solve puzzles?
You must have Fred. You son of a bitch. You know, I actually envy you. What? You don't believe me? This short? Well, you can't fake this. It has taken me weeks to finish this, and it is finally ready. And it's all for you. Oh, come on now. Don't be like that.
Oh, that's Lucas, by the way.
It's gonna be fun.
Guess you haven't figured out.
You're a cool streamer.
The crazy Lucas. Oh, thank you, man. Hey, I really appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot. Thanks, Kaboom. Thanks. I do my best. I do my best. Thanks so much, man. And enjoy the live stream. You know, I actually dislike this puzzle a lot, to be honest with you, because I keep forgetting what I need to do. Look, it's a bootleg. It's a bootleg Joker. Oh, I got a candle. Lovely. Honestly, I keep forgetting how to solve this puzzle. That's balloons. Okay. Remember. 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 What do I do? Good God. Happy birthday. Got a light? I did have a light.
I told him the game. I'd really like to make it out of this room alive and not die a horrible, painful death. I know. It's a temp title. Take a candle, light it, and put it on the cake. And remember to smile. This party is for you.
You crazy maniac, Lucas. Yeah, that too. And by the way, that name is an extremely long name for a game. I don't think anybody wants... wants a game with a name that long. And hello to my lovely 3 viewers currently watching this live stream. You're all very welcome to Green-HillGaming, where I'm live streaming Resident Evil 7. I wonder, can I actually remember?
Johnny Boy.
Chad Middleton, welcome back to Green-HillGaming, where I am back live streaming Resident Evil 7. Chad, as always, man, it is great to have you in the live stream. How are you keeping? I'm not going to be able to remember that puzzle. Come on, light up. Okay, so I got my candle back. I can't step through there because the sprinklers.
I'm doing fine.
Glad to hear it, Chad. Glad to hear it, man. Chad, do you think that Chris Redfield, and you too, Kaboom, and to everyone watching the live stream, I'm asking the question,
Hi, Bryce.
Do you all think that Chris Redfield is going to be bad in Resident Evil 8? What are your thoughts on Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 8? Do you think he's bad? Do you think he's good? Let me know. Just pop some balloons. I love how these balloons, they look like
Hello.
they look like eggs, don't they? They're like giant eggs. Massive grey eggs.
Probably double agent or the stupid clone thing.
I like the double agent theory. They probably they could go with a clone. To be honest with you, it's almost impossible to predict where Capcom are going with Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 8. But I do like the theory of a double agent, because I don't think I don't think that Chris Redfield could be a bad guy. Not with everything that he has experienced for most of his life. I do think that he's very suspicious of the New Umbrella, and they hired him. They hired his services. And hello to my
Johnny, how are you?
Viewer, who do we have? Elemental Ninja, welcome to Green-HillGaming, where I am live streaming Resident Evil 7. Elemental Ninja, great to have you, man. I am doing fine. How are you doing? Just having a discussion there about Resident Evil 8.
Are you excited for Resident Evil 8?
Man, I am very interested in Resident Evil 8. Let me just say, first of all,
I'm good.
Glad to hear it, man. After watching the reveal trailer for Resident Evil 8 yesterday at Sony's PS5 reveal event, I felt like I was on an acid trip. Like, I didn't know what I just saw.
Why did Chris kill Maya?
That's what we're discussing here. Do you think that Chris Redfield is good, or do you think he's bad? Chad Middleton reckons that he could be a double agent. And I like that theory, because I don't think that Chris Redfield is going to be a bad guy personally, as much as I would like him to be. I just think he's been through so much with bio-warfare and biological weaponry. I just don't think that he would be a bad guy, to be honest with you. Kaboom thinks he could be bad. Well, according to the leaks, Ethan and Mia Winters, they have a child that ends up being deformed as a result of Mia and Ethan being infected in Resident Evil 7. Spoiler alert, I know. So you could look at it from the point of view of Chris Redfield not wanting to take any chances or risks. And that's why he killed...
I can't wait for the new Spider-Man game. I might just buy a PS5 even though I have an Xbox.
You might as well. How many consoles do you have? It's always good to have 2 consoles, I feel. Might as well, man. It looks fun, to be fair now. I actually know the combination. It's loser. I actually know the password. So what I was going to say, after watching the trailer for Resident Evil 8, I didn't know whether to make heads or tails of it. I mean, it's definitely one of the most how can I say, ambitious Resident Evil games.
I have
it
3
just
but
looks
I
so
don't use
different.
one of them.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say
It's not new, just added DLC.
not necessarily, Chad. Not necessarily. That got cleared up today, apparently. I didn't read a full article, but I did come across an article that cleared that one up. It's not quite like that, Chad. It's what it is basically is it's just focusing on Miles. It's not necessarily Spider-Man 2, but you know, it's not like it's DLC. That's not correct, Chad. Just to be the voice of reason there, you know. So Elemental Ninja, it is a full-on standalone Spider-Man game. Just not, unfortunately, not a direct sequel to Spider-Man. Unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, pop. That's gotta hurt. It's gonna hurt in the morning. So yeah, Resident Evil 8 is definitely looking like one of the most ambitious Resident Evil games in a very long time. It just looks so different. Werewolves, castles.
I hoped they showed a new Batman game at that event.
Yeah, a lot of us had a lot of expectations for the PS5 reveal event. I know that I was hoping to see a Silent Hill game, but look, I got my Resident Evil 8, so I can't complain. To be fair, there's a game called Stray that allows you to play as a cat. That's just, oh god, that you've no idea how happy I am with that. To be honest with you, that is just amazing. Hyped isn't the word now for that. Stray, get to play as a cat. God Almighty. God,
Most of the games were weird.
Most of the games were weird. Well, there was a lot of games shown for a lot of different type of gamers. Not all of us like the same type of game, you know. So I believe there was something shown for all sorts of people at that event. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say weird. I know. Like, I mean, there was a lot of. I mean, for instance, a game where you play as a cat could be considered quite weird, but it's my kind of weird, and it's weird that I like, to be honest with you. Like, I know we didn't see like Call of Duty or Battlefield or.
Can't wait for Hitman 3.
Hitman 3 looks fun, to be honest. I've never played much of the Hitman series.
Can't.
To be honest with you, but I do know that they're fun games. Oh God, look how disgusting this is. So what do you think, Elemental Ninja? Do you think that Chris Redfield is going to be bad in Resident Evil?
At least Demon
7?
Souls Remastered was built from the ground up, unlike a number 5 game, MOG Smirk.
What is that game, by the way? I'm not aware of. Oh no, I need to step through the water to wash this lens. What are your?
I think he's gonna be evil AF.
You think he's going to be evil? Oh man. Chad reckons he could be a double agent though. What do you think about that? That he could be like sussing out Blue Umbrella. Maybe Chris Redfield doesn't trust Blue Umbrella and he's going all double agent. Maybe no, that wouldn't be. I'm thinking in my head now.
Demon Souls was the game before the first Dark Souls.
Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. It's interesting now. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh yeah, apparently according to leaks though, Mia Winters isn't actually the one that dies. It's actually the baby that gets killed. And apparently Chris just like shoots Mia in the leg or something. So apparently like Mia Winters doesn't actually get killed. So Elemental Ninja, you reckon that Chris could be evil? Interesting. I don't think so though. I just think that most of Chris Redfield's life has been affected by biological warfare.
I like the Dark Souls type of games.
Terrorism. Haven't played any of the Dark Souls games, to be honest with you, but I heard a lot about them. So I think, yeah, most of Chris Redfield's life has been defined by biological warfare and biological terrorism. He has seen his colleagues die as a result of it. He has been betrayed as a result of it. His sister's life has been in danger as a result of it. His entire hometown was destroyed because of it. I just can't logically see Chris Redfield becoming the bad guy. And if they do it, I want them to explain it in a very meaningful way instead of just going down the road of comic books and just saying, yeah, he's bad for the sake of it. I personally think that he's going to be good, and I like Chad's theory actually about him being a double agent. I really can't.
Chris will kill a baby, but not Wesker's son from 6. Emoji thinking face.
No, not that. No, well, according to the leaks, and you got to remember, these are the people who they accurately leaked Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 8 Village. You know what I mean? So according to them, Chris Redfield actually kills Mia's baby, and if you watch the trailer. And apparently Chris Redfield wounds Mia, but doesn't kill her. That's the theory anyway. That's the theory. So I'm very interested in Chris's story in Resident Evil 8, but as an overall game, I'm just so I don't know whether to make heads or tails of the game. There's werewolves in it. I don't know. It's just the trailer was just like an acid trip. It really, really was. I just couldn't make heads or tails of it, honestly. What the fuck? Oh, I have to have it on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry now about this. See, I told you I hate this puzzle. But at least there's good discussion in the live stream anyway. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Bit of banter and chat in the live stream. So my personal belief, I don't know. I don't think that Chris is bad. But it's weird. I don't think he's bad, but I'd like to see him bad. Does that make sense? What else? Apparently, according to no, I don't want to examine. I want to use my candle. Apparently, as well, according to leaks, Alex Wesker is going to return in Resident Evil 8 as the main antagonist, and she's helped by one of the masterminds in Resident Evil Resistance, Daniel, which is really interesting. And apparently, there could be members of the Connections, which are mentioned in the DLC to this game, Resident Evil 7, Not a Hero. Interesting stuff indeed. Interesting stuff indeed. And if she does return, she's obviously going to be bringing her virus along with her, so that could be the result of the that could be the infection. It's interesting, really interesting. I was actually going to talk about something, and this is actually kind of connected to it. There's a symbol, there's an occult symbol in Resident Evil 8 where the developers actually told people they should pay close attention to. I think it resembles the whole the E-series virus that this game is all about. I think that's what it resembles, and this is actually it's like a newborn baby, kind of embryo, which is actually what is actually in that symbol as well. So it's interesting. I'll try to remember this now. Crap. Where's the fucking... Oh, no, where is it? Where's the thing?
I like the PS5 design because the new Xbox looks like a mini fridge.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like a mini fridge, man. But the PS5, man, is one of...
that All-Stars clone game of Twisted Metal.
If that All-Stars clone of Twisted Metal. You're right there, Elemental Ninja. The PS5 is it's one of, if not the best looking PlayStation console that I've ever seen. It's just so stylish, like compared to the rest. I think I have to go through here.
It does kinda look like a router though.
Looks cool, man. Looks cool is what it looks like. Let's try and solve this puzzle. Bless my eyesight. What's this thing do again? Oh, I think it started on fire, don't I? Do I?
I don't like how some people just want to make exclusive games. Why can't it be on all consoles?
Exclusive games, they benefit the company. You see, like if Sony can get an exclusive game, then gamers, they need to buy the PS5 to play that game, so it benefits the first parties. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. What do I do with this again?
Yeah, but it sucks.
Yeah, it depends
Money.
on what the game is. Oh well, Chad, you're right there, man. It's money, man. It's money at the end of the day. It depends on what the game is, really. Imagine what would happen if GTA 6 got announced as a Switch exclusive. Imagine how many people that would piss off. So I can see your point. I can see what you mean. Like if something like that happened. What do I do with this? I told you to start. I hate this puzzle. Dull. Dull is hard to the touch.
Xbox gets no exclusives.
Xbox. I don't know much about Xbox, to be honest with you, because I don't play much of it.
You burned the doll.
How? Oh, I think I have to... Oh, I have to light the candle first, don't I? Thanks, Elemental Ninja. I knew there was something. So I'm telling you, Elemental Ninja, you think that Chris Redfield is going to be bad. Chad reckons that he's a double agent. I think Bryce Kaboom said he was going to be bad as well. So do I actually have to use the Oh, thank you. Burn. So apart from Chris Redfield, what are your thoughts on Resident Evil 8 in general, like based off the trailer? What are your thoughts on it? My thoughts, again, I just can't make heads or tails of it. It's one of the most strangest looking Resident Evil games, I would say, since Resident Evil 4, since we saw like these human-like villagers in a Spanish village going around with axes. You know what I mean? I think it is, and when you actually play Resident Evil 7 or 4, and you have like, do you know what I mean? It's like strange-looking villains. Yeah, it's the closest to Resident Evil 7, or it's closer to Resident Evil 4 than any other Resident Evil game that I've seen in a while.
I like the look of the game.
You like the look of the game? I just can't make heads or tails of it. Like, I don't know how I feel about a werewolf being in Resident Evil 8, you know? If it's explained from the point of view of maybe it's something that was, maybe it's some kind of a hybrid between a wolf and a human, fair enough, like, but I don't know how I feel about having werewolves in Resident Evil. And according to the leaks, I do know that this cult is just basically worshipping a virus. They don't know that it's a virus. They think that there's some sort of paranormal activity taking place. That I don't mind. But I don't know. It was an interesting trailer because I've never seen such a different.
Don't worry, in
game.
5 years the PC Master Race will be talking about their emulators playing PS4 1 games.
PC Master Race, please. God Almighty, man. Look, if people think they're superior, if the PC race think they're superior because they have to fork out like fucking thousands of euro on the graphics card alone, you know what I mean? Well, let them. What do I do now? Oh, the thing. The winding key. Oh, no. What do I do with them? Sorry, this puzzle should not be taking this long. I'm sorry. See, I'm discussing Resident Evil 8 at the same time. I'm not exactly critical of Resident Evil 8, although I will say I don't like how the developers said that they are going to be upping the ante on action a bit more in Resident Evil 8. Capcom, are you not ever going to learn? They introduced action into Resident Evil. Well, they introduced action from Resident Evil 4 onwards, but more so in 5 and 6. And look at the reaction that the fans gave Resident Evil 5 and 6 as a result. They did not like those games as Resident Evil games. And that led Capcom to...
Johnny, you head guy in Resident Evil turned into a female tyrant.
Resident Evil... When was that? Jeez, I missed that one. Speaking of missing, I have no idea what the hell to do here. Oh, the wind. How could I have missed that?
What the fuck is this? What are you doing? Oh, man. No!
But to be fair, there's been a lot of Resident Evil games that have went in a very different direction. And obviously Resident Evil 4 is one of them. I don't need to check my arm, I know what the combination is, thank you very much. But I can definitely say that Resident Evil 8 is a day one purchase for me. Because I have been playing Resident Evil since the very beginning, since Resident Evil 1, since the mansion incident on PlayStation 1. And I really want to see RE Dead Aim. Off with the Dead Aim, jeez. That wasn't on PS1, that was on PS2. Just to confirm. I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with Chris Redfield's story. As I said, I don't think he's a bad guy. Although I do like the concept that Chad Middleton put forward of Chris Redfield being a double agent. I like that. Kind of maybe he's kind of wants to find out what the Umbrella Corporation are up to. The new Umbrella Corporation, the new blue Umbrella Corporation. Yeah. What else can I talk about? Alex Wesker, I'm very intrigued. Now, she hasn't been confirmed yet, but there is a mysterious female character, an old female character that appears in the Resident Evil 8 trailer that looks a little bit like Alex Wesker when she kind of basically not mutates. What the hell am I saying? Sorry.
When you come back to this puzzle, you can just put the password in and beat the puzzle really quickly.
Yeah, it's a lot better that way. It's a lot better that way. What was I going to say?
Dead Aim is a masterpiece, emoji smirk.
Dead Aim is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece of shit is what it is. Now the water has stopped. So I can light my candle, finally. So, Elemental Ninja likes the look of Resident Evil 8. I'm not critical of how Resident Evil 8 looks. To be honest with you, it's just a lot to take in. You know? It's a lot to take. Like you look at Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3, they didn't change drastically. 4 did change drastically, and 5 and 6 were kind of like the same in terms of like their focus on action. They didn't, like 5 and 6 didn't feel drastically different. 7 really was drastic. It was probably the most drastic Resident Evil game ever. The fact that it was in first person view. I mean, look at the game. Look at this first person. You know, the whole Baker family elements, so different in so many ways. I forgot Code Veronica. I know. Code Veronica was more in line with Resident Evil 3, so that wasn't really drastic. So I suppose I'm not used to a lot of drastic Resident Evil games, you know. So it's a lot to take in, like. watching the Resident Evil 8 trailer it really is a lot to take in. Okay, so it's going to take some time for me to take all that in. But again, it's definitely a day one purchase for me, simply because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan and I really want to see what they're doing with Chris Redfield's story. Is he bad? Oh my God. Is he good? Is he bad? We'll find out. And again, the return of according to the leaks, and again, you have to understand all these leaks, the people who have been leaking the Resident Evil 8 info have been right to accurately predict that the game was going to be announced at the PS5 reveal event. They're saying that Alex Wesker,
Resident Evil Gaiden Game Boy Color.
Holy shit. Sorry, what? Resident Evil Gaiden Game Boy Color. I would love to come across that game, to be honest with you. Did I fail? Oh, I'm getting mixed up with I'm getting mixed up with Clancy and Ethan. I think Ethan figures out that I have to do something else. At least I hope I actually remember that for my own sake. So do not adjust your TV set, this is supposed to happen. Tragic outcome of Clancy at the hands of the crazy Lucas.
Happy birthday!
So does everyone in the live chat know who Alex Wesker is? Do you know who Alex Wesker is, Chad? What about you, Elemental Ninja? Kaboom? What about you? And to my other viewers watching, do you know who Alex Wesker is? Because according
Where's
to the
the
leaks...
Metroid Prime trilogy, Johnny? Emoji crying face.
I know, man, look. I see some... I don't know. Even though the people who leaked Resident Evil 8 were 100% right, sometimes people don't get it right. You know, people have been saying that Metro Prime Trilogy is going to be releasing for a very long time now, and it obviously isn't here. Then again, tomorrow morning, Nintendo could drop a trailer. Boom, Metro Prime Trilogy releasing
Clancy
at the end of the
dead.
event. Clancy is dead, man. He's burnt. He's a burnt crisp. So does anyone know who Alex Wesker is? Because the leakers have said that she will be the main antagonist in Resident Evil 8, that she's going to be bringing her virus along with her, which is basically why you're going to see, and one of the leaks have also been saying that there's going to be a return of zombies, which would make sense because the virus that Alex Wesker brought into Revelations 2, where she made her debut, is the T-phobius virus. It's a combination of the T virus and the virus that she came up with that originates around fear. Once the body experiences fear, the virus is released into their system and they get infected. And there was a mysterious female character that appears in the trailer to Resident Evil.
I thought she dead.
I thought she was dead too, but there's multiple endings to Revelations 2. So let's say that the ending where she's actually alive is the one that they go ahead with. Now I don't know if that mysterious old lady who appears in the trailer to Resident Evil 8 is actually Alex Wesker for sure, but it looks like her in Revelations 2 when she's a bit older and she's infected. I would say more than likely they will go, because I was reading the leaks there not too long ago, and they said that it's going to be Alex Wesker / Natalia. Now, spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't completed the story of Revelations 2, but Alex Wesker, because of the virus that she's working on, one of the things that it involves, if they can find a successful candidate, which she did with Natalia experienced no fear. Basically, Alex Wesker wanted to create a superhuman who was not affected by anything, including fear. So she wanted to find a perfect candidate. Unfortunately, if you weren't a perfect candidate and you experienced fear, then a virus would be injected into your system and you would become a zombie, basically. But Natalia, by the way, Natalia was just a child, basically. She experienced no fear whatsoever. She wasn't affected by anything, so she was the perfect candidate. And what Alex was able to do was transform her consciousness into Natalia. So you've got this child going around, but she's no longer Natalia. She is Alex Wesker, because her consciousness has been transformed into Natalia. So that's what the leakers are saying, that she will make an appearance in Resident Evil 8. So whether she's the old lady, or whether she's going to be like Alex Wesker slash Natalia, it remains to be seen. But the leakers have said that Alex Wesker will return as the main antagonist. And another thing is what people are saying is that she will be aided by a character called Daniel, which was the mastermind in Resident Evil. One of the masterminds in Resident Evil Resistance. That's a lot of talking. So yeah, there's a lot of leaks out there on Resident Evil 8. I'm probably missing out most of it, to be honest with you. And again, the leakers have said that Chris Redfield actually kills Mia and Ethan's deformed child, but wounds Mia Winters. Okay, it's time to get out my key cards and head towards Lucas. Anything else I need? So do you all know who Alex Wesker is? Chad Middleton knows, she's there. What about you, Elemental Ninja? Do you know who Alex Wesker is? Well, if you don't, you do know, because I pretty much just spent a very long time explaining who she is. Yeah, so I'm actually very excited for Resident Evil 8. I'm very intrigued by Resident Evil 8. I want to see...
No, I don't.
Okay, well, she made her... to be technical, because I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil, to be technical, she made her debut in the DLC to Resident Evil 5, Lost in Nightmares, in a document that was left behind by Oswald E. Spencer. He was discussing one of his earliest experiments and projects, which was the Wesker Children Project, which centered around kidnapping some of the world's most intelligent children and infecting them with the progenitor virus, which was the original virus before the T virus, and creating a new breed of superhumans where he was going to be the god of that new world. I know, bear with me. So he injected the virus into these children, and the only two surviving members were Albert Wesker and Alex Wesker. Obviously in Resident Evil 5, Albert Wesker was killed, so the only surviving member was Alex Wesker. She was working very closely with Oswald E. Spencer to continue Spencer's research into creating the superhumans for a new world. I know, bear with me. And she felt, obviously, when Spencer died, she felt like Spencer was weak and she was going to basically take over, and she came up with a T-phobius virus, which would basically find the perfect candidate who didn't experience fear or wasn't affected by anything, and as I mentioned, Natalia was that perfect candidate. So that's Alex Wesker. Now do we know who Alex Wesker is? Good Lord above, I talk too much, don't I? Okay. I really want to see, is there a Magnum lying around? So, not a Magnum. There's a Magnum there, but I can't get it. I need 9 antique coins. I'm pretty sure there has to be an antique coin on the way to Lucas. Confident enough that there is. Do you know what, actually? No, I won't. I was going to have a look in the other rooms. Or will I? I'm just going to have a quick look. Just a quick look in one of these rooms. Upstairs. Or even around here, because I just really wish there was an end. Did I read these? She didn't read that, actually. Over 20 missing in 2 years. Captain Howell from State Police told reporters they have started a search for Helen, a college student from North Carolina who was travelling in Louisiana. Helen hasn't been heard of since the night of the 21st. Reports of missing people in South Louisiana have increased dramatically in the past 2 years. This is an Easter egg, by the way, because Alyssa Ashcroft made her appearance
Friday the 1/3 will get a bug fix update June 1/6.
Oh, good stuff. I haven't played that game in a long time. Didn't even know there was a bug in it. The majority of those missing are tourists and... God, my eyesight. Was that vegetarian? At least 20 people are thought to have gone missing so far. Police suspect foul play and believe there may be a connection between the incidents. Plans are in place to set up local interrogations and increase personnel. It's actually a nice throwback to the original Resident Evil as well, because the original Resident Evil was about like these missing people in the Arklay mountains and stuff. Now bear with me, I just want to see, is there an antique coin? And you know, feel free to be honest as well with me, viewers. You know, if you feel the stream is getting a bit boring, if you feel the stream is getting a bit repetitive, honestly, just let me know. Honestly, because I'm not that kind of a person that will say, well, fuck you, and just end the live stream. I'll actually take it on board and say, okay, because I like to know where I can improve upon. You know, I like to know where and how I can improve my content. So I would take it on board, as opposed to, like, you know, turning around and saying fuck off. Do you know what I mean? So honestly, I would welcome the criticism, to be honest with you. So the reason I'm going back into the Baker family estate is because I want to hopefully find a antique coin. I hope I haven't put anyone to sleep with my explanation of who Alex Wesker is. But she is rumoured to make an appearance in Resident Evil 8 as the main antagonist, aka the main villain. Am I going backwards? Okay. Do you know what? I'm actually confident that there's an antique coin here somewhere. Very confident. Even though I did look high and low.
You can improve with free giveaways, emoji smirk.
I'm giving away a free V-Bucks. Watch out for the end of the live stream. Free V-Bucks giveaway. My whole.
V-Bucks.
Milkman the Gamer joined the second he heard V-Bucks. Yeah, man, I'm giving away some V-Bucks, man. Are you excited for those V-Bucks? Oh my god. Milkman the Gamer, welcome to Green-HillGaming, where I am once again live streaming.
Please, I want free V-Bucks.
Well, stick around to the very end of the live stream and get those free V-Bucks. Milkman the Gamer, how are you keeping? How are things? Right now I'm live streaming Resident Evil 7. I'm looking for some V-Bucks. Not only joking. I'm looking for a painting named Judgment, depicting a woman kneeling in front of a mob. Good God Almighty! But I think honestly the most what I'm looking forward to most about Resident Evil 8 is just the story. One of the things I like most about the Resident Evil series has always been the story. Man. Even 5 and 6. Even 5, I watched all the cutscenes of Resident Evil 6 because I couldn't bear to buy that game. I couldn't bear to play Resident Evil 6, so I just watched all the cutscenes online. So it's just one of the things that I really like the most about the series is the story, the plot twists and turns, and just wanting to know what's going to happen next. You know, something that really has captivated me in Resident Evil over the years. So I want to find out what's happening in Resident Evil. You know, will Alex Wesker make an appearance in the story? How is the new Umbrella Corporation going to play a part? The Blue Umbrella, you know, what's Chris's story? Is he good? Is he bad? You know, things like that. And I can't see, as different as Resident Evil 8 looks, and even the developers saying that it's going to focus on action. But remember, they said the same thing about Resident Evil 2 Remake as well. And I'm sorry, but you come face to face with Nemesis in Resident Evil 3 Remake, you ain't no fucking action man. You ain't gonna fucking punch no boulders with Nemesis. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna put out your rocket launcher against Nemesis, man. Because yeah, man, Nemesis comes. You know, you come face to face with Nemesis in Resident Evil 3 Remake, you ain't getting no action. You're getting proper survival horror. And anyone who watched my live streams of Resident Evil 3 Remake will know that. Like, it's very action. Back. No problem. I'll see you soon. So yeah, like, I'm not too worried about that, to be honest with you. And I can't see any Resident Evil game being as bad as Resident Evil 6. So Like, it's not that I'm critical of the game. It's just that after watching the trailer, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, like, you know, it really is.
Nemesis with the thong emoji rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, good Lord above. Chad, you went from Mr. X in a thong to Nemesis in a thong. I think you've got a thing there for, yeah. I'll say no more, Chad. I'll say no more. Okay, I'm gonna go into one more room, and if I can't find a, maybe, I'm obsessed with finding fucking antique coins. Like, maybe there's one stuck in here, no? If I can just get that final
PC
antique
modding
coin.
community emoji cool smile.
I know. I've seen them. They're actually quite funny. The kind of stuff they can add in, really, it's funny. I honestly think that, I don't need gunpowder. Fuck off with the gunpowder. I honestly think that, but obviously they can allow it. Like, obviously the PC mod are allowed to do that, because, I mean, like, if they weren't allowed to do it, like, surely Capcom would shut it down by now. Do you know what I mean? I can't understand why they can't, why, like, the likes of, like Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo don't allow mods. I think they're actually really funny, like, and I think, if anything, it just, I don't know, makes the games even more fun, like. So if you're just tuning into the live stream right now, I'm just looking for some antique coins. Even one shitty little antique coin will do. Just want that antique coin so badly. Because it means I can get my, I need handgun ammo, for fuck's sake. It means I can get my Magnum if I can get one more.
Todd Howard charges for mods on consoles.
Does he? Oh yeah, he's got his own little service going on. Well, I'll be honest now, to be fair about it, well, it would be easier to say if there was any other company other than Bethesda, because we all know how they do work when it comes to microtransactions and stuff. But what I was going to say anyway was, you know, it is a good business move, you know what I mean, to make a bit of money off it. Like, but I wouldn't mind it as long as they support it, because some of those mods can be really hilarious, you know what I mean? And they're not always just stupid and wacky. Like, sometimes those mods are actually really, really intelligent, like, and they actually kind of add a lot more to the lore of the game and stuff like that. So I do think that. Let me check one thing. Did I open that toolbox up here? Oh, I didn't. Oh, please, love. They just said I was going to say love of God, but they came out and said, oh yeah. Anyway, shotgun shells, don't need it. Fucking hell. Do you know what I will say? That do you know the music that plays in the background when you're about to go into Lucas's hell?
We'll
Always
save
freaks
Brad's
me the
life
fuck
with
out.
the mods.
Says Brad. Yeah, so you're saving Brad. You're saving Brad's life with the old mods. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's a lot to be said for mods, like, definitely. And I've Resident Evil 8 stuck in my head, to be honest with you. I'm really hyped for it, like. She's still inside here. The fuck? What the hell? I don't think that the old lady is still supposed to be inside this room. Really strange. Okay, I'm happy enough that there's no antique coin in here. There couldn't possibly be an antique coin. But you know what? You never know. So one final look. So I know this is taking up a lot of time. Okay. I'm sure I'll find an antique coin as I'm going towards Lucas. So I'm not too worried about Capcom saying that they're going to up the ante on action in Resident Evil 8, because it's the same thing about Resident Evil 3 Remake, and that was a really tough game. It had horror, it had survival, so not too worried about that. It's not going to be anything like 5 and 6. No way. I think as well it could actually be the first like direct sequel, in the sense of like, what I mean by direct sequel is it picks up like after, well, it takes place a couple of years after Resident Evil 7, but it's focusing like primarily on the characters and story from that game. Like Resident Evil 2, you're playing as brand new characters, you know. So yeah, it's God, here we go. I'm scared. Did I bring the things up me? I did. This part always scares me, I don't know why. It's fucking creepy as fuck, like. This in VR, no, I would be shitting it. God almighty. I'm not joking, I have goosebumps right now. This part always gets me, like. Let's play. Isn't Lucas one crazy son of a bitch though, isn't he? Isn't he just mental, like? And I'm still looking for those antique coins. Music just freaks me out. What's on the telly today?
Ethan, hold on, I got something for you. Looky what I've got. You know what this is for? You know what Zoe wants to do with this?
Green Hill, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too, mate, man, the gamer. Happy Friday to you too, man. How are you keeping?
Ooh, she thinks this thing is special. No, Ethan. That ain't special. This right here is special. You see, Ethan? Not everybody wants to turn back the clock. What? Oh, Evelyn! I'm just trying to show him. Not everybody wants to go back to how things were. There's a stupid bitch. She doesn't understand that I don't want to go back to how things were before my father found
I am
out.
doing good. How about yourself?
Glad to hear it, man. I am doing well, man. I'm hyped for Resident Evil 8. And I'm enjoying playing some Resident Evil 7, and it's great to have you in the live stream.
Not everybody wants to turn back the clock. So Ethan, you can crawl around underneath that filthy, rotten house all you want looking for them ingredients, but you ain't gonna find a goddamn thing, Ethan. You'll need that serum? Ooh, baby. You're gonna have to come through me. You hear? Now come on, Ethan. What do you say?
Good God, my TV. My TV just exploded. You may have noticed. Lucas now has two hands. You may have forgotten, but at the very beginning of the game, when you meet the Baker family, Jack Baker cuts off Lucas's hand, and it has regenerated. So Lucas is a fan of that. He doesn't want Zoe to get the serum to fix things. He wants things to remain the same. And what I want is an antique coin. That's what I want. See, the problem is now I can't remember if you can get another, like, do I have to go all the way back to the trailer? I mean, it is that far back, like, realistically, like, but still. Oh god, all these fucking stupid ass booby traps. I'm gonna get myself killed here looking for a fucking goddamn antique coin. Shit, if anyone knew the location of, I don't need fucking handgun ammo, I need an antique coin. Know the location of an antique coin, one or two. One will do. One will do. But if you know any of the, if you know any destination, just let me know, like. Well, you know, I don't need a Magnum, realistically, but I just want it, you know what I mean? Got the repair kit, even though I don't need it. Well, if I came across a broken Magnum right now, it would come in handy, wouldn't it?
You have got a good eye.
I do, Lucas. To be fair, I do.
People are reporting they can't re-download their PS3 Vita games.
People are reporting they can't re-download their PS3 Vita games. What's the story there? That's a strange one. You're not gonna catch me, Lucas. I know all your tricks. Just want an antique coin, that's all I want, like. Oh fuck. Not gonna catch me, Lucas. I bite harder.
Guess I'm gonna have to step up my game.
You are, to be fair, you are.
No word from Sony yet.
Strange one.
I know. Fucking password, right? Why don't you try 0814? No. 0621. No, it's 0514.
I'm back.
Oh, come on. Take a chance. You never know.
Welcome back, Elemental Ninja. Here, do you know if there's any antique coins in this area. Because I need one more antique coin to get a magnum.
Top, tick, top, tick, top, tick, top.
Not today, Lucas. Not today.
I think so.
Oh, lovely, man, lovely. Because I mean,
I can't remember.
okay. I think there is too, to be fair. I'm the same as you, I can't remember either, but you would think so, wouldn't you, like? Because it is a brand new area, like, I haven't been to yet, like, I've gotten 8 so far, so yeah, hopefully, you know, God. I mean, like, with a bit of luck, like, hopefully. Chemical fluid. I'll take it nonetheless, though, I'll take it nonetheless. Get some health for myself. I actually hate this part of the game because it's just, you just never know what you're gonna bump into, like booby traps. Shotgun shells. All I want is one antique coin. Is that so hard to ask? For? Too much to ask for, just there. And if I'm blind enough to walk straight past an antique coin, please, for the love of God, tell me, so I can go back and get it. For the love of God. I know I'm going around in circles here now. I just want to be sure that I'm going the right way. I knew he was coming. Ah, you almost got me, Lucas, you motherfucker, didn't you? Yeah. Almost. Lucas thought he was getting me. Take more than that to get me, boy. No, this is the one I hate, to be honest with you, because it's fucking annoying. And there's one up here. Fuck you, Lucas. He'd have to get me once, wouldn't he? Bastard. Oh, is that right?
Oof.
I know, for God's sake. I thought I was gonna be invincible. Fuck's sake, Lucas. Yes! Antique coin. Finally. So now I have 9 antique coins. So I'm just gonna go all the way back to the you know what, it's funny when you're playing a video game, you think that backtracking, it's almost like you think of real life. It's like you think you've walked 10 miles. No, it's like you've got in the car and you've travelled to a holiday home, and you said, "Shit, I forgot this. I got to go back." Like, it's actually not as far as you. Oh, please tell me I can go back. I can. Okay. Great. So finally, I got the antique coin. So that would allow me to get a. Well, it is a little bit further. What the fuck's? That wasn't there when I came here. Motherfucking Lucas tried to trick me. Goddamn bastard. Wait, what the fuck? What? I'm gonna get myself killed. Fuck. I crouched. Jesus Christ. Right, I just might as well use it. I forgot about the traps onto her back, you see. Sick. Right. Right. What if I can go back? Yes. Third person or first person with Resident Evil? That's my next interactive question. Which would you prefer? Would you prefer a first person or third person Resident Evil game in terms of perspective? So what is your preferred perspective in a Resident Evil game? Third person perspective or first person perspective? Let me know. This is the moment I've waited for. Oh no, I gotta actually get up the rest of my antique coins first. Imagine I actually accidentally discarded. Who is that? So Chad is going with third person. What about you, Elemental Ninja? And to anybody else watching, what about you, McMahon the Gamer? Oh, finally. Magnum. Give me that Magnum. Yeah, come on. Keep going, keep going.
Third.
I'm actually going to go with first person. It's more immersive. It's more immersive. I like how close I am to the game. And I want to say something as well. I was talking about how people have been saying for a while now that Ethan Winters has no personality. I remember I said to you that, maybe I said to the live stream, that the fact that Capcom want you to be Ethan Winters. Well, that is exactly what Capcom themselves said, word for word, in the developer interview for Resident Evil 8. That they want you to be Ethan. That's why they went with first person, and that's why, you know, you don't really get to see or hear from Ethan Winters a whole lot, because you're supposed to be Ethan Winters. So boom, I hope that clears things up for people. Now I'm gonna... Can I... Well, how do I, thing? Move away the knife for now. And what the fuck am I doing? Oh yeah. Okay. And here we go. A Magnum. Man, I love the Magnum. I just love the Magnum. Goes all the way back to the original Resident Evil game. Just getting the Magnum was just like, you didn't complete a Resident Evil game, okay, until you got the Magnum. In my eyes, if you didn't get the Magnum, you didn't complete the game. So I'm actually a fan of first-person Resident Evil games, personally. You know, to be fair, And I'm so glad that Capcom are actually like with me on this one, that they actually have confirmed that the reason why Ethan Winters like doesn't really speak that much, and some people say he doesn't have personality, and the reason they went with first person is because they want you to be in the game, and you really are in the game. You know, you're experiencing the game from your perspective. That's what first person is all about. You know, I think the reason why Capcom have changed up the Resident Evil series so much in the last couple of games is because I think they kind of got a bit scared. Because after Resident Evil 2, fans were saying, okay, Capcom, give us something different. You know, because they felt like that Resident Evil, 2 was very similar to Resident Evil 1, and they felt that Resident Evil 3 was very similar. So by the end of the original Resident Evil trilogy, fans were like, okay, come on, this is kind of the same gameplay over and over again. And Code Veronica didn't help that, because Code Veronica was essentially, it was a next generation Resident Evil, but it still had the same gameplay. So I think the fans kind of like cornered Capcom into a corner.
Capcom saw the reaction to TLO2, emoji smirk.
Capcom saw the reaction to what? What the hell is TLOU2 by? I don't know what that is. But I think that Capcom were pushed into a corner by the very same fans who say that Capcom don't listen. You know, they did listen. They listened when the fans were complaining and saying that they were tired of the same gameplay. They were tired of the same, as they put it, clunky controls and clunky camera angles, right? They were tired of that. So what did Capcom do? They gave you an over-the-shoulder perspective. They allowed you to move a lot more freely, and they listened to the fans, and they had an emphasis on action. They changed it up a little bit, right? And then that sold extremely well. It's probably one of the highest selling Resident Evil games ever, which is why they've re-released it so many fucking times. So they were like, okay, well, this is obviously selling well, so that's where 5 came from, and that's where 6 came from. But what did the fans do? The fans were like, what is this? This, including myself now, I want to point out, including myself, were like, this is not Resident Evil, this is not survival horror. So I think we kind of bit off more than we can chew. I think we kind of be careful what you wish for kind of mentality. You know, we wanted Capcom to change Resident Evil. They changed Resident Evil, and when they did,
didn't listen to the Resident Evil pachinko machine.
But no, seriously, Chad. Like, I mean, we complained to Capcom. Capcom listened to us. They changed Resident Evil, and we still complained when they changed it. So I think they're kind of they're continuing with that kind of trend. They don't want the fans to turn around and say, okay, Resident Evil 7, we liked it, but Resident Evil 8 is too much like Resident Evil 7. That's probably why they changed things up a little bit, in terms of, as they put it, upping the ante of the action. Maybe that's why they kind of had the whole kind of Chris Redfield kind of is he bad, is he good kind of mentality. So look, I think Capcom are always going to try to keep the Resident Evil series as fresh as they possibly can. But going forward, one hit shot from the Magnum, boom. Oh man, you fucking bastard of a cunt. It's okay, I'm still alive. Why is it that... Okay, they're back up. I thought they were dead. Jesus. And who says this game isn't scary? Really, like. So I want to talk a little bit about how Resident Evil has actually changed over the years. Okay, so as I said, Resident Evil 4 was where Capcom listened and said, okay, look, we need to change this series. The fans are not happy with the Resident Evil series. They want better camera angles. They want better control.
Still waiting
mechanics.
for Darkstalkers 4 Capcom.
For what? What's this game? Dark Stalkers? The hell is that? But yeah, so if you look at the Resident Evil 4 trailer, what do you see? You see these human-like enemies in broad daylight, may I add, because there hadn't been a Resident Evil game in broad daylight ever. So if you go back, like, that was really different. That was really out there. There was no Umbrella Corporation. There was no Raccoon City. There was no zombies. Yet it actually turned out to be a very enjoyable Resident Evil game. And towards the end, you kind of did get a bit of you know, like the whole Ada Wong story and the fact that she was working for Wesker.
Fighting game with monster anime girls.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's cool. So I think myself included, I think a lot of us need to kind of wind it in a little bit, like when it comes to like overreacting to the Resident Evil 8 trailer, including myself, because I'm one of those people. I need to remember that there was a game called Resident Evil 4, which involved human-like enemies, and they were human. They were infected by parasites, so they were human. They weren't dead. They were human. And, you know, broad daylight, no Umbrella, no Raccoon City, no zombies, you know. 5 just turned it up a notch, because not only were you on broad daylight, there was fucking sunlight. In fact, sunlight was going to play a huge part in Resident Evil 5. It was actually going to damage you. It was going to damage your health. So, like, sunlight in a Resident Evil game, I mean, like, if that isn't different, then I don't know what different is. Might as well save in progress. I'm not going to end the live stream just yet, but I might as well just save it in case something drastic happens. And obviously, the trailer to Resident Evil 7. When I first watched the trailer to Resident Evil 7, I did not think for 1 second that it was Resident Evil. It was called Kitchen. I thought it was, because this was the height of the VR, boom, you know. That didn't go anywhere in the end, unfortunately. I thought, okay, just a horror VR game. And it turned out to be the next Resident Evil game. I mean, like, I could not have expected that, not for 1 second. Not for 1 second could I have expected that, you know. And Resident Evil 8 kind of a bit like that too. So Resident Evil has changed many times over the years, but it's always been Resident Evil, and it's always managed to give you the sense that you're playing a Resident. Well, minus 5 and 6, of course, but point is, Resident Evil has changed many times over the years, and it will continue to change. And I think this whole kind of thing of like, is Chris bad, is he good kind of mentality will only add to that, you know. I'm rambling here now, my apologies. We've got a mini boss battle coming up here actually soon. Mini boss battle. Oh, I'm delighted I got my Magnum. Strong chemical fluid, I'll take that. So gotten a nice bit of information now on from all of you lovely people about Resident Evil 8. A lot of people think that Chris Redfield could be evil. Chad Middleton came up with a great theory that he could be a double agent, basically like going undercover, you know, and kind of like sussing out the new Blue Umbrella. A lot of people think that Elemental Ninja feels that the game looks good, likes the look of it, and all of you feel that you prefer a third-person Resident Evil experience. Interesting. I actually have to say I have embraced fully the concept of a first-person Resident Evil game, because I think it puts you into the game a lot more. You know, one word that gets used a lot, it probably gets overused, to be honest with you, in video games is immersive. But I do think that first person is a full-on immersive experience. There's no doubt about it in my eyes. I think of any other questions I can ask now in relation to Resident Evil 8. Oh yeah, I can't believe I haven't asked this question. Do you trust Blue Umbrella, the newly reformed Umbrella Corporation? Do you think that they're trying to combat bioterrorism? Or do you think that they're up to no good as always? Because it's important to point out,
No.
I don't either, 100%. Because it's important to point out that this new Blue Umbrella is actually consists of former Umbrella Corporation employees. So it's not like it's been set up by a complete blank canvas of brand new people. His former Umbrella Corporation members. I read an interesting theory that said, like, more than likely what they're doing is they actually have access, they have information on these viruses that they're combating, right? So what if they're basically, like, you take...
I got some exciting gaming news, Johnny. Emoji cool smile.
Oh, Chad, don't let me down. Don't let me down, Chad. If you're being sarcastic, no. I will be very upset with you, Chad. Okay, Chad, lay it on me. What is this exciting gaming news? Lay it on me. Lay it on me, Chad. The hype, I can't take the hype. I'm telling you, Chad, if we're being sarcastic, I will not be happy. Come on, Chad. Anticipation is killing me here, like.
Panzer Dragon and Power Rangers are free on Google Stadia. Emoji cool smile.
Chad. Why do you do this to me? Why?
Elbow cough.
Well, I don't even care about those games. Whether they're on Stadia or whether they're on Sega Master System.
Keep it clean, gentlemen. We have rules.
Fuck you too.
Yeah, Chad. Fuck you too. I'm only joking, Chad. I'm only joking. How about that for a shot?
You deal with hardships in life that makes you a man, Ethan.
Yeah, Chad, and my trusty, or not, I was saying Lucas. Lucas, my trusty Magnum will get me through those hardships. Is that all you have, Lucas?
Gotta say, I'm impressed. Not only are you still alive,
Chris Redfield isn't the only good marksman. Boom, took his head right off. Am I doing okay? I don't know, why don't you ask your fat man? Why don't you ask Fat Man?
He was never my favorite anyways.
Is that all you have, Lucas? Really? And I was enjoying the music and all, Lucas. That's all you have for me? Chad, I honestly thought you were gonna, like, tell me that, like, the Super Mario 30th anniversary collection had been announced. That the remasters of Super Mario 64 and Sunshine and Galaxy had been announced. Or something like that, for God's sake. Do you know how hard it's been for me as a gamer with no proper E3 this year? And absolutely no Nintendo presence whatsoever. There's talk going around that they won't even have a Direct this year. And you come along with your, I have exciting gaming news, and you give me this shit. Panzer fucking Dragon and Power fucking Rangers. And Google Stadia. Like, I'm half joking and I'm half serious at the same time. Like, you know, I genuinely thought you were going to announce something. You were going to tell me something exciting. It's bad enough IGN letting me down. Their shitty fucking summer game fest. Summer of gaming. The only good thing that came out of that was Alex Kidd. To be fair, I don't know, I might have forgotten something else. Obviously, it was fantastic to see the reveal of PS5 last night. To see the design of the console and some really good games, especially Resident Evil 8 and Stray. There's a cat. But other than that, like, it's just been a very strange week for gaming. This should be E3, as you pointed out yourself, Chad. Yesterday, this should be E3. It's so strange. What I can't understand is why can't Nintendo just do a direct?
Ark Survival Evolved free on Epic Games Store. Emoji cool smile.
I know shits were giving that there as well. No, I don't know. I'm so happy I got my Magnum. One hit, well, almost one hit kill, depending on what you're shooting. There's Clancy, the burnt body of Clancy. I'm actually scared because I actually forget what you're actually supposed to do to avoid. Oh, for fuck's! I hate pressing R1 by accident. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! That's fine. I have 2 more health left. I keep wanting to press triangle, but I press R1 instead. Poor Clancy. This is what happened, Clancy. And it says you're next. 1408. You're next. Am I? Am I next? Really? Really, really? Another antique coin. You know, don't need it. Am I next, Lucas? Chad, do you think that we're going to get a full-on... do you think we're going to get a full-on, like, remaster of Super Mario 64 to the point, like, to the quality of, let's say, like, the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy and Spyro Reignited Trilogy type remaster? Or do you think they're just going to re-release it as it is? I hope they don't. Like, I hope we get a proper, like, quality. Oh, what was the fucking... What was the... Oh, shit, man. What was the fucking... 1407, wasn't it? What was the 1408? I was close.
Wario needs the spotlight.
Wario needs the spotlight. I agree. Because he had a huge role on the Game Boy. Good couple of WarioWare. I mean, he got his own. He got his own series. Like Super Mario Land turned into Wario Land. You know. There was one on the Wii as well. Yeah. I think there is a lot to be said for a WarioWare game, definitely, or a Warrior.
No more
game.
mini games.
Yeah, I accidentally said WarioWare. Although I like those mini games personally, but I do feel.
This is a test of skills, so no cheating.
Oh shit!
That shit you're carrying, get rid of it.
Well, how am I going to remember which? Oh God, Lucas, you're a pain in the ass. You know that. You literally have to get rid of everything. Okay, give me the camera.
Have a nice day.
What are you, Mick Foley? Have a nice day. Okay, so I need to remember, figure out what to actually do. But more or less it's the same setup. Basically, you go through here. Light the candle. But
Alright, what do you say we play a little game? All you gotta do is light the candle and put it on the cake.
Kiss my ass.
Ethan, language. There are children in the building. Somewhere. I think. I'm not sure anymore.
fine. Yeah. Even though I don't need it. But Chan, you never answered my question, boy. Do you think we'll see a full-on remaster of Super Mario 64 and even Super Mario Sunshine? Or do you think they'll just be lazy and just kind of like give us a re-release? I really hope they don't do a fucking re-release, because like I really hope they don't do a re-release, or like just give us a standard version of Super Mario 64, because we saw that with Super Mario 64 was on the Wii Virtual Console, and it was also on the Wii U Virtual Console.
I am back.
Who is back? Welcome back, Milkman the Gamer. Great to have you back.
I would like Sunshine, but we're already getting the Paper Mario game.
Yeah, but that doesn't really make any sense, Chad. I'm sorry. Nintendo would do release multiple Mario games, like, and plus it would be part of the Super Mario the rumored Super Mario 30th anniversary. Isn't there a thing I need here as well? There's. They can do both, Chad. You know what I mean? They can do both, bye. They can do both. There's no hassle, bye. Ah, shit, what do I do again? Right. Let's hope I am anyway. I don't actually need to use that anymore. That's 2 seconds.
You didn't need the balloon, you already had the password.
And I am back. I am back. You didn't need to. You didn't need a balloon. You already had. I know. Yeah. I know. I know. I haven't played this in a long time, so I keep forgetting the order of this puzzle. So I had this ripped off now, so I can show the dynamite in there. But I do need a winding key though to wind up, or do I? Actually, don't. All I have to do is put the. Yeah.
You can just solve the puzzle now, you have the valve.
That's right. Thanks, Elemental Ninja. You are right. All I have to do is light the candle. That's basically all you have to do. Light the candle. And he throws a grenade at me then, and or a piece of dynamite. I hope this is right, by the way. Oh, I know where I went wrong. Because I took the valve from the oil barrel, and as soon as the fire hit, boom, yeah, that's what it was. So now I just need to throw the dynamite. Who's back 3? Hello, Platypus. Welcome to Green-HillGaming, where I am live streaming Resident Evil 3, or I was going to say 3, Resident Evil 7.
Motherfucker! You're supposed to die!
Ah, God, the level of fear you feel, like, I swear to God. The fear is real, like. Run! Good Lord, run. Get the fuck out of here. Ah. Bang.
Welcome, Vlad.
Boom.
That was supposed to be for you, goddammit!
Ah, Lucas. You upset? Lucas is
I
upset.
forgot how nice Lucas was.
And this is the last time you see how nice Lucas was. This is the last time that Ethan Winters sees Lucas. But he does make an appearance, of course, in Not a Hero. I think he was just right here. I think Lucas was just right here, huh? I think this would be a nice place to end the live stream, but I would read a little bit of reading. The testing area map. So this is where Lucas was hanging out.
Chrissy is Chad.
I forgot how nice Lucas was. That's hilarious. There it is, D-Series head. So I already had the D-Series arm. I now have the D-Series head. So with these two, I can create a serum.
Mia? Mia! Mia!
Yeah.
She's alive.
Who are you? Where are you?
We're just beyond the pier, outside that room. Hurry!
Wait a minute. Ethan!
The fuck do you want?
You? Dead? Guess that's not in the cards. Not yet.
Lucky me. Look, Unless you have any more surprises up your sleeve. I suggest you...
Now that would be telling, Ethan. And I don't do spoilers.
Doesn't really look like a head.
I know, typical Resident Evil. All will be revealed. All will be revealed. If you stay tuned...
The way she says hurry, emoji rolling on the floor laughing.
I know, yeah, hurry. Oh, that's funny. I was thinking the same thing, to be honest with you, the way that she says it, like. But Platypus, if you stick with me, with my Resident Evil 7 live streams, all will be revealed. All will be revealed. It isn't your typical head, so to speak. But this is where Lucas is hanging out. Testing area. Testing area. If it was early enough, I would continue the live stream, but it is quite late here in Ireland. It is approaching 2 AM. Very late indeed. I'd have to know what he was doing with all these fucking heads, to be honest with you. This is kind of where the story of Resident Evil 7 gets very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. All you really need to know right now is everything you wouldn't know right now, that the entire Baker family have been infected with something. Something that has resulted in them changing, to say the least. Zoe is one of the members of the Baker family. She's been helping my character, Ethan, who is here to rescue his wife, who was missing for the last 3 years, who apparently contacted him. But when she found her, she was like, oh, I didn't contact you, she shouldn't be here. And she appeared to be changed as well. And Zoe said that the only way that we can remove whatever is inside of the Baker family is a serum. She said if you get a head and an arm, you will be able to potentially save us. So I have that now. So that's all that really that has happened in the story so far. Of course, we had to fight the Baker family. Jack Baker, Margaret, Lucas escaped, and we're heading to Zoe Baker right now, and Mia. So it was a nice little recap of events so far. Oh, I need to get my stuff back before I forget. Jesus, this is the part I hate now because I have to remember which fucking. Magnum, of course. Maybe Albert with me as well. Infinite ammo. Grenade launcher, in case I get bored. I could just take them all with me. Lockpick. These areas, arm. I'm not going to take the repair kit. The knife, just in case I might need it for whatever. Chemical fluid. Shotgun sales, repair kit, antique. Alright, that's me sorted. Oakley dokley, so I'm going to save my progress. So I'll do right here. So happy that I finally got my Magnum. I actually have some very exciting Resident Evil news to share in my next live stream. So stay tuned for that news because
see you next stream.
You don't want to miss that news. So Elemental Ninja, I will definitely see you in the next live stream. Thank you so much for being in this live stream, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And I appreciate your support so much. But stay tuned for my next live stream where I will be announcing that very exciting Resident Evil news. You don't want to miss it. Do not want to miss it. An exclusive from Green-HillGaming. And of course I'll be continuing with Resident Evil 7 as well.
Friday the 1/3 stream. Emoji grinning face.
No, Chad, it's a Witcher 3 live stream. Whoa! Joking, obviously. Maybe it's a Bioshock live stream, Chad. Maybe it's a Bioshock live stream. No, it's not. It's none of the above. It is Resident Evil related, and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss that news. And of course I'll be continuing my Resident Evil 7 playthrough. I'm almost at the end of the game. Well, there's a significant amount of There's actually a significant amount of content left actually in the game, but from this point onwards, things really do get very interesting indeed. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, and again the exciting Resident Evil news as well. Stay tuned for that. As I hype myself up for the upcoming release of Resident Evil 8. It's coming out next year on PlayStation 5. So again, thank you everyone who watched the live stream. As always, I always say
Y'all
it
got this.
because I always mean it. Appreciate the support, and I hope that you enjoyed. So I'll see you all next time on. Just double check to see if I've saved it. I always do this. So 150, I saved it. Okie dokie, see you next time.